Hey everyone, welcome back. Here's why they push you away when they want you the most. Stoic psychology. Have you ever wondered why the person who claims to love you the most suddenly becomes cold, distant, and pushes you away? Why do they create conflict right when things are going perfectly? Today we're diving deep into one of humanity's most puzzling behaviors through the lens of ancient Stoic wisdom. What you're about to learn will completely change how you understand human relationships forever. If you've ever felt confused by someone's hot and cold behavior, if you've wondered why love sometimes feels like a battlefield, then this video is for you. We're about to uncover the psychological mechanisms that drive this seemingly contradictory behavior, and I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. But first, if you're ready to master the art of understanding human psychology and build unshakable inner strength, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let me tell you a story that happened over 2,000 years ago. But it's probably happening in someone's life right now as you watch this video. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor of Rome, wrote in his personal diary, what we now call Meditations, about a pattern he observed in human behavior. He noticed that the people closest to him, including his own wife and children, would sometimes act in ways that seemed to deliberately create distance when their bond was strongest. Fast forward to today. Sarah has been dating Mark for 8 months. Everything is perfect. They're talking about moving in together, meeting each other's families, planning a future. Then suddenly Mark starts picking fights over trivial things. He becomes critical, distant, and begins questioning whether they're really compatible. Sarah is devastated and confused. If he loves me, she thinks, why is he doing this now when we're closest? What Marcus Aurelius understood intuitively, modern psychology has now proven scientifically. There are deep-seated psychological mechanisms that cause people to sabotage their closest relationships precisely when they mean the most to them. And the Stoics had profound insights into why this happens and how to handle it. The psychological foundation. To understand this phenomenon, we need to dive into what psychologists call attachment theory, and what the Stoics understood as the fear of losing what we value most. Here's the fundamental paradox. The more we value something, the more afraid we become of losing it. And when that fear becomes overwhelming, our brain's primitive defense mechanisms kick in. It's like our subconscious says, if I'm going to lose this anyway, I might as well control when and how it happens. This triggers what we call preemptive abandonment, pushing away the very person we're afraid of losing. It's the psychological equivalent of burning down your house to prevent it from being burglarized. Irrational? Absolutely. Common? More than you might think. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, taught that our suffering comes not from external events, but from our attachment to outcomes we cannot control. He said, wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants. When applied to relationships, this means that the stronger our attachment becomes, the more vulnerable we feel. And vulnerability for many people feels dangerous. So they create what psychologists call defensive distance. They push you away to protect themselves from potential hurt. From a neurobiological perspective, intense love activates the same brain regions as addiction. When someone becomes deeply attached, their brain literally treats the relationship like a drug. And just like with substances, the fear of withdrawal, in this case, losing the person can cause panic responses. The amygdala, our brain's alarm system, starts firing warning signals. This is dangerous. You're too dependent. Protect yourself. This is why someone might sabotage a perfectly good relationship right when it's becoming serious. The 5 core reasons. Now let's break down the 5 core psychological reasons why people push away those they love most, and what ancient Stoic wisdom teaches us about each one. Reason 2. Self-worth issues. The second reason is deeply rooted in self-worth. Many people have an unconscious belief that they don't deserve love. When someone treats them well, it creates cognitive dissonance, their experience. doesn't match their self-concept. Their inner voice says, if they really knew me, they wouldn't love me. Or I'm not good enough for this kind of happiness. So they sabotage the relationship to align their reality with their negative self-beliefs. The Stoics had a profound understanding of this. Epictetus, who was born into slavery, taught that our self-worth must come from within, not from external validation. He said, no one can hurt you without your permission. When someone pushes you away due to self-worth issues, they're essentially saying, I don't believe I deserve this, so I'm going to end it before you realize you're too good for me. The Stoic approach. Focus on what Epictetus called the discipline of action. Judge yourself by your character and choices, not by others' opinions or reactions. Reason 3. Control and independence. The third reason involves the human need for control and autonomy. When a relationship becomes deeply meaningful, it also becomes a source of interdependence. For people who highly value their independence, this can feel suffocating. They might think, I'm losing myself in this relationship, or I can't make decisions without considering their feelings. This isn't necessarily unhealthy. Some level of independence is crucial. But when fear drives the response, it leads to destructive pushing away behaviors. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius struggled with this balance between duty to others and personal autonomy. He wrote, confine yourself to the present. The Stoics taught that true freedom comes not from avoiding commitments, but from choosing them consciously and fulfilling them excellently. Reason 4. Fear of repetitive patterns. The fourth reason is related to past trauma and learned patterns. If someone has been hurt before, by parents, previous partners, or friends, they might unconsciously expect the same pattern to repeat. Their subconscious says everyone leaves eventually, so I'll leave first. Or everyone hurts me in the end, so I'll create distance before they can do it again. Seneca, who experienced tremendous loss in his life, wrote extensively about this. He said, what is grief but an opinion? He understood that our past experiences color our present perceptions. The Stoic perspective. The past exists only in our minds. Each relationship is unique, and projecting past hurts onto present love is a form of self-sabotage. Reason 5. Overwhelm from intensity. The fifth reason is simply emotional overwhelm. Deep love is intense. It's all-consuming. It changes everything about how we see the world and ourselves. For some people, this intensity feels like too much. They need space to process, to breathe, to remember who they are outside of the relationship. The Stoics understood this need for inner quiet. They practiced daily reflection and solitude not to avoid relationships, but to show up more fully in them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, confine yourself to the present, reminding us that even intense emotions are temporary and manageable when we stay grounded in the moment. The Stoic response framework. Now that we understand why people push away those they love most, let's explore how to respond using Stoic principles. This isn't about fixing them or changing their behavior. It's about maintaining your inner peace and wisdom regardless of their actions. The dichotomy of control. The foundation of Stoic philosophy is understanding what you can and cannot control. Epictetus taught us to focus entirely on what's within our power and accept what isn't. What you can control. Your responses to their behavior, your emotional regulation, your communication style, your boundaries and standards, your inner peace and self-worth. What you cannot control. Their fears and insecurities, their past trauma responses, their decision to push you away. Their timeline for working through issues, whether they choose to stay or go. When someone you love starts pushing you away, your natural instinct might be to chase, to fix, to convince them of your love. But the Stoic approach is radically different. You remain centered, grounded and focused on what you can control. The 4 pillars of Stoic response. Pillar 1. Maintain your inner citadel. The Stoics spoke of the inner citadel, the unconquerable fortress of your mind and character. No matter what storms rage outside, your inner citadel remains unshaken. When they push you away, you don't crumble. You don't beg. You don't lose your sense of self-worth. You remember that their behavior is about their internal struggle, not your value as a person. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Practical application. Daily meditation or reflection. Journaling about your emotions. Maintaining your interests and friendships. Continuing your personal growth. Pillar 2. Practice sympathia, universal connection. Sympathia is the Stoic concept that all things are interconnected. When someone pushes you away, you can choose to see their struggle with compassion rather than taking it personally. Seneca wrote, "Every man is in some sort of storm. Their push-pull behavior isn't malicious. It's often a sign they're drowning in their own fears and don't know how to swim. This doesn't mean you become a doormat. It means you respond from wisdom rather than reactivity." Pillar 3. Virtue as the highest good. The Stoics taught that virtue, excellence of character, is the only true good. This means your response to their pushing away behavior is an opportunity to demonstrate wisdom, understanding the deeper psychology at play. Justice, treating them fairly despite their actions. Courage, standing firm in your values and boundaries. Temperance, not overreacting or underreacting. Your character is being refined in the fire of this challenge. Pillar 4. Preferred indifference. The Stoics taught that external things, including relationships, are preferred indifference. This means we can prefer them without being enslaved by them. You can love someone deeply, prefer to be with them, and still maintain your inner freedom. If they choose to leave, you'll be sad but not destroyed. If they work through their fears and return, you'll be happy but not dependent. This is what Seneca meant when he wrote, "Hold fast to the thing to which you are assigned, but hold lightly." Practical strategies. Theory is beautiful, but let's get practical. Here are specific strategies for handling someone who's pushing you away when they want you most. Strategy 1. The Stoic pause. Before reacting to their pushing away behavior, take what I call the Stoic pause. This is a moment of conscious reflection before response. The 3 questions. What would a wise person do in this situation? How can I respond from my highest self rather than my wounded ego? What does virtue require of me right now? Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. He would ask himself, how can I use this situation to become more virtuous? Strategy 2. Loving detachment. Loving detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care without clinging. You love without controlling. In practice, continue to show love but don't chase. Express your feelings clearly, then give them space. Don't try to convince them of anything. Don't make their issues about you. Seneca wrote, "Love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with the knowledge that fate may part you at any time." Strategy 3. Mirror their energy, not their chaos. When they become chaotic, argumentative, or distant, don't match their energy. Instead, be the calm presence that reflects their highest potential. This isn't about being passive. It's about being powerfully peaceful. You set boundaries, you speak truth, but you do it from a centered place. Think of yourself as a lighthouse. You don't chase ships in distress, you remain steady, offering guidance to those ready to receive it. Strategy 4. The paradox of pursuit. Here's a powerful truth. The more you chase someone who's pushing you away, the faster they'll run. The more centered and non-reactive you become, the more likely they are to feel safe returning. Why this works? It shows them you're not going to abandon yourself for the relationship. It demonstrates the emotional stability they're actually craving. It gives them space to process their fears without pressure. It maintains your dignity and self-respect. Epictetus taught that we attract what we are, not what we want. Become the person who's worthy of healthy love, and healthy love will find you. Strategy 5. Communicate with Stoic clarity. When you do communicate, be direct, honest, and free from manipulation. I notice you seem to be creating distance between us. I want you to know that I'm here when you're ready to talk, but I won't chase or try to convince you of anything. I care about you and I also respect your process. This type of communication is powerful because it acknowledges their behavior without judgment. expresses your feelings without demands, sets a boundary while keeping the door open, demonstrates emotional maturity, when to stay vs when to walk away. One of the most important questions people ask is, when should you stay and when should you walk away? The Stoics provide clear guidance on this crucial decision. Signs to stay and work through it. Stay when you see. They acknowledge their pattern and express willingness to work on it. The push-pull behavior is intermittent, not constant. They show genuine remorse after pushing you away. There's underlying love and respect even in difficult moments. They're actively working on their issues, therapy, self-help, etc. The relationship has a strong foundation of trust and compatibility. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rocky headland on which the waves constantly beat. It stands firm, and round it the seething waters are laid to rest." Sometimes being that steady presence allows the other person to find their footing. Signs, it's time to walk away. Consider leaving when they blame you for their push-pull behavior. There's no acknowledgement or willingness to change. The pattern is escalating or becoming abusive. Your mental health is significantly suffering. They're actively dating or pursuing other people during push phases. You find yourself compromising your core values to maintain the relationship. Seneca taught, "It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them." But he also understood that some people aren't capable of healthy friendship or love. The Stoic principle, you cannot save someone who doesn't want to be saved, and trying to do so diminishes both of you. The key question is this pattern bringing out the best in both of you? Or is it slowly destroying your character and well-being? The Stoics believe that anything that degrades virtue should be abandoned, no matter how much we might want to hold on to it. As we reach the end of our journey today, I want to leave you with the most important insight from 2,000 years of Stoic wisdom about love and relationships. The ultimate truth. When someone pushes you away because they want you the most, they're essentially saying, "I love you so much that it scares me." Your response to this fear will determine not just the fate of the relationship, but the development of your own character. The Stoics understood that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. When someone you love starts pushing you away, the universe is asking you, how strong is your inner peace? How deep is your self-love? How wise is your response to fear? Your 3 takeaways. 1. Remember the dichotomy of control. Focus entirely on your response, not their behavior. 2. Practice loving detachment. Love fully but hold lightly. Your happiness cannot depend on their fears. Use this as character training. Every difficult relationship moment is a chance to become more virtuous, more wise, more emotionally strong. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his final entry, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart." Here's what I want you to do right now. First, if this video helped you understand yourself or someone you love better, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this wisdom with others who need it. Second, subscribe and ring that notification bell if you're ready to master the art of inner strength and emotional wisdom. Third, comment below and tell me, what's one insight from today's video that you're going to apply in your own life? And finally, if you know someone who's struggling with a push-pull relationship dynamic, share this video with them. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give is understanding. If you want to dive deeper into Stoic psychology and relationships, check out these videos next. I've linked my complete series on building unshakable inner strength and mastering difficult relationship dynamics. Remember, you cannot control how others love you, but you can control how you love them and, most importantly, how you love yourself. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and keep building that inner citadel that nothing and no one can shake. This is your channel for practical wisdom in an unpractical world. I'll see you in the next video.